Before we get started on the cancer stuff, I wanted to talk about a few things because, there's a lot of people out there that say that they're the tip of the spear in the info war, and, they've got the money, they've got the radio stations and so forth. And as you know, I'm talking about Alex Jones. But can you tell people out there that might be Alex Jones fans that he knows all about your treatments and has refused to put you on the air? It's not like he just never knew about you, because why this is so upsetting to me, Dr. C, is because it's personal with me, because I started listening to Alex Jones about 6 years ago when my dad was going through, the traditional chemotherapy. They spent $1 million on his treatment, supposedly the best they had in the Florida area, and they killed him. They killed him with the chemo. And had Alex Jones had you on the program, I'm not saying that my dad would still be alive, but there was a chance at least. Why won't has Alex Jones been told about you from what you've been told from your colleagues?
Glenn, Alex Jones is very well aware of me and my success. But in my experience, Alex Jones is just a gatekeeper. Whenever it is about solutions, he cuts you off because he lives from fear-mongering. He lives from scaring people. And whenever anybody, it doesn't really matter if it is about sovereignty, whenever anybody offers solutions, he cuts them off. Alex Jones knows very, very well about me because my dear friend Mike Adams, the House Ranger, who is with Alex Jones in his office in his radio station, talked about me. Dr. Rima Lebo from HealthFreedomUSA.org, the largest health organization in America, Health Freedom Organization in America, she told him on the air multiple times, you need to get Dr. Coldwell on. Dr. Betty Martini asked him to get me on. Dr. General Albert Stubblebine. So all these people that he has on there ask him to get me on, and he is very, very well aware of me, but he will never have anybody on that is about solutions. He talks about cancer and the horrors of cancer all the time and tries to sell some supplements where he makes money on, but he is not willing to even go to what I'm standing for, uncovering the root cause and eliminating the root cause, because whether he is scared or paid off, whenever it's about cancer cures, he always cuts everybody instantly off, and he never goes there. And the only way he's talking about anything he can do about cancer is just really the supplements that he is selling and he's making money on.
Right, and that's what really opened my eyes when I met you in South Carolina, and you told me that. And at the time, I've carried his water for years, even when other people told me he's all about fear and he doesn't have solutions. I'm like, well, mate, I just kept thinking, because you always want to think the best of people, and maybe I have too big of a heart sometimes, because I do trust people sometimes, and then they stab me in the heart with all kinds of different ways. But when you told me that, and I did my research, and then I met Stu Webb, and by the way, I wanted to tell you, Dr. Coldwell, we do have action teams at project.insearch.com. We're trying to take action. I'm not in this to complain and to spread fear. I could care less about that. I'm only here to bring together people to spread the truth as far as I can do it. Because I was trained as an engineer. I was never taught in college how to be in broadcasting. I never thought in a million years I'd be even doing this. And I'm only doing it until I can find people that will take over. And, that's why we're bringing in new people. But we're doing action teams where we are letting people meet in their areas and start doing things like recalling those senators that voted for the Patriot Act or the NDAA and all these unconstitutional things that they're doing in Congress right now. And that's really how you discover who's in this for an agenda, like Alex Jones, who won't bring on the person as yourself who's got the highest cancer cure rate in the planet documented, and you even tell the readers what you did with that $1 million bet for the U.S. government, because that shows to me that you put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah, we have now, I think for about 20 years, the Dr. Coldwell Foundation has an offer to everybody that has a higher cancer cure rate than myself, gets $1 million. On the other hand, I offered the governments if they give me 100 cancer patients and let me legally apply my technique in the specific countries, that I cure at least 90 people out of the 100. You need to understand, I offered to pay $1 million if they can prove me wrong. If they give me 100 or even just 10 people that have no medical treatment before, they have no chemo, radiation, or surgery, and are still functioning. If they give me 10 of these people, I cure at least 9. And that was without chemotherapy, radiation, surgery. And if I cannot do so, the Dr. Leonard Coldwell Foundation will pay them $1 million. And we also have $1 million out there for somebody that can prove they have a higher cancer cure rate than I have, or cured more patients than I have cured. Because I am trying to provoke as much as possible, Glenn, so that people are listening more. It's like it always comes down to the same general idea. When you are right, they try to do everything that your message is not coming out.
That's right.
That's why I try to provoke them. I try to offer them. We have a $1 million challenge out there. We have. I told them I guarantee that I cure 90 patients out of 100 at least if they let me apply my technique, and I cure them all for free. I even offered to open up a free clinic where basically everything on my end will not be charged. And I would treat everybody in America with cancer for free if they give me the legal possibility to do so and apply my system, the instinct-based medicine system, here in America. But they don't even answer, Glenn. The only things that are happening is that they put groups together that put fake websites out, fake documentation, commit document fraud. And then I know that there's at least 7 groups out there that are paid by special interest groups like the pharmaceutical industry and the government to discredit me, to defame me, committing libel and slander. And then they create false websites, and then to back their new false websites up, they refer to the other false websites they just created before because they cannot, there's nothing they can do about the facts. There's nothing that they can do about that I have proven again and again and scientifically documented. I cured my mom from hepatitis C, liver cirrhosis, and liver cancer in a terminal state, and she had the prognosis of 6 months to live 42 years ago. And my mom is now turning 77 years old in November, and her liver is 100%. The only problem she has is a back problem caused by the beating of my physical father. But after I started to prove that every cancer is curable, in my personal experience, in between 2 to 16 weeks, after I could document it, after I had an investigative reporter, Ulrich Greve, one of the most powerful investigative reporters out there, he tried to discredit me, and I asked him to discredit me. I said, you have free reign, you can be in my office, you can be in my hospitals, you can talk to my employees, you can talk to all my patients and former patients. Here's all the documentation. I don't want to be around when you talk to them. Here are the phone numbers. And I said, discredit me. Prove me wrong. And he came out even writing in my book, The Unlimited Healing Power of the Subconscious Mind. He even wrote later an entire chapter in it about the patients he talked to and interviewed, and went through all the documentation. He took medical doctors that helped him out to try to find anything wrong or false, and they couldn't. And since then, as you know, I've been shot at, my car has been bombed. We live in with constant, really constant death threats. And they try to get to my family members. They try to get to my employees. It is when my book, The Only Answer to Cancer, came out. It is about 26 months ago. It has been sold over 2 million times right now, and I'm not in any bestseller list. Do you know that you are normally in a New York Times bestseller list if you sell 25,000 books? I have sold over 57 million books in my lifetime. I'm not in one single official best-selling list.
Good Lord, that's amazing.